Hi, my name is Mr. Chuen. You're welcome to my study room. Today, I'm solving essay question 11 of the 2024 WASSCE General or Core Mathematics paper written by Ghana. It's in parts A and B, and I'll start right with part A, which has a diagram that is not drawn to scale. And it reads that in the diagram, ABCD is a cyclic quadrilateral. Segment BC and AD are produced to E. Angle ABC equals 2R, angle CEF equals 5R, and angle DCE equals 51 degrees. Find I, the value of R. II, angle ADC. Alright, since this is a diagram, I would not like to do so much writing, so I will mark most of my angles on the diagram and then I explain. So we'll start right by finding this angle here, BCD. And BCD is on the same straight line with the 51 degrees, which is DCE. And angles on a straight line add up to 180. So it means that BCD, let me write that here, will be 180 minus 51, and that equals 129 degrees. And this is for angles on a straight line. So this is 129 degrees. Then I want us to pay attention to this part that they said the diagram is a cyclic quadrilateral. So if it's a cyclic quadrilateral, one of the properties of a cyclic quadrilateral is that opposite angles are supplementary. Okay, so it means that the angle at C, BCD, and BAD, this angle, will add up to 180 degrees. Okay, so for us not to waste too much time, the angle BAD will be 51 degrees, because again, this plus this should give us 180 degrees. Okay, so since we know that 180 minus 51 is what gives us 129 degrees, then this will be 51 degrees. So that is how we got that. And we use the idea that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary, meaning they add up to 180 degrees. Now, taking triangle ABE, you see that this angle plus this angle should be equal to this angle here. And here we are using the exterior angle theorem. The exterior angle theorem of a triangle says that the exterior angle of a triangle equals the sum of the two remote interior angles. So let me just state that quickly. So subtracting 2r from both sides, we are going to have 51 to be equal to, this one goes away, and then 5r minus 2r is 3r. And dividing both sides by 3, r will be equal to 17 or 17 degrees, because the angle has no degree sign aside to it, and that is the value of r. And this is a geometry question, so there are a number of ways we can solve it. For example, we can also do here to be 180 minus 5r, which is angles on a straight line. This plus the 5r should be 180, so here will be 180 minus 5r. And then after that, we add this, that, and this, and equate it to 180 degrees. And solve for r. That will also work because they are the three interior angles of triangle ABE. So that is another thing you can choose to do, and any other way you can think of. So this is I. Now let's do the II. Instead that we should solve for angle ADC, and this is angle ADC. Again, we are using the same idea from a cyclic quadrilateral, that the opposite angles of a cyclic quadrilateral are supplementary. So that means that our angle ADC here and then the angle ABC should add up to 180. So let me write that quickly. So we know angle ABC is 2R. And we know that R is 17, so that I don't repeat too many steps. So 217 plus angle ADC equals 180. This is 34 plus angle ADC equals 180 degrees. So angle ADC will be equal to 180 minus 34, and that will be equal to 146 degrees. And that is the II part. Now let's go to the B. The B says that the graph of the relation y equals x squared plus bx plus c, where b and c are constants, cuts the x-axis at 3 and the y-axis at 6. Find the values of b and c, and then I use the values of b and c to solve x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So we'll start to write from this part of the problem by saying that, okay, this is I. At the x-axis, the y coordinate is 0. So to plug that into this here, wherever we see y, we are going to put 0. And wherever we see x, we are going to put 3. So that becomes 0 equals 3 for x, so 3 squared plus 3b plus c, and then 3b plus c will give us -9, because this is 9, and when we move to the left side it becomes -9. And let's make this equation 1, because we'll come back to it. There's no solution yet. And then also at the y-axis, the x coordinate is 0, so let me write that again. And we are going to do exactly what we did earlier here too. Substitution to formula. So wherever we see y, we put 6, and wherever we see x, we put 0. So this expression again becomes 6 for y equals x is 0 squared plus b 0. Wherever we see x plus c. This is 0, this is 0. So we get c to be equal to 6. Equation 1 here has b and c as the unknown variable. So since we know c now, we can solve for b. So we'll say that we put c equals 6 into equation 1. So equation 1 now becomes 3b plus 6 equals -9. And subtracting 6 from both sides, we are going to have 3b to be equal to -9 minus 6. And 3b will be equal to -15. Dividing both sides by 3, b will be equal to -5. So to answer the question properly, we'll say that therefore b equals -5 and c equals 6. And now we go to the II part, and that's how we should use the values of b and c to solve x squared plus bx plus c equals 0. So already that now becomes x squared minus 5x, because b is -5, and then plus 6, which is our c, equals 0. And quickly, there are 3 or 4 ways of solving this, but then I'm going to use the factorization method because that looks to be easier. We are just looking for 2 factors of 6 here, that when we add, we'll get -5. So I can just put my 6 here and find the factors of 6. Since a 6 is either both of them are positive or both of them are negative. But already you know that -5 here means that both of them should be negative, because there are 2 options, either both of them are positive or both of them negative. So I'll get -1 and -6, which when I add, it will give me -7. That is not here. Then -2 and -3, which when I multiply gives me 6. when I add, it gives me -5. So I will choose these two as my factors. And once I have these two factors, I will just go ahead straight and factorize to have x minus 2 for this one, and then x minus 3 for this one equals 0. And then equate each of them to 0. So x minus 2 equals 0, or x minus 3 equals 0. So x will be equal to 2, and then x will be equal to 3. So our answer will be x equals 2 or 3. And that is the final answer. I hope this lesson has been of help. If yes, then kindly consider subscribing to this channel for more videos like this. Till we meet again in my study room. Bye bye.